Good evening, everyone. I'm Debbie Brandt, Chair of the Board for the Jewish Federation of Cincinnati. Thank you for joining us for our 125th annual meeting. If you would like closed captioning, please refer to the chat for instructions. Before we start, I'd like to acknowledge what is happening in Israel right now. We are deeply saddened and horrified by the ongoing violent escalation taking place in Israel. Many of us have friends and loved ones in harm's way at this very moment, and we continue to pray for their safety and well-being. We join with those ever yearning for a more peaceful, secure, and just future for all living in the region. Our JCRC has been curating resources to help all of us better understand what is happening, and they expect to issue a statement on the situation tonight. Also, you may or may not have heard that Rhoda Mayerson passed away this morning. We send our thoughts and love to her family. So I don't need to tell you that this has been quite a year. It has been nonstop for our staff, board, and executive committee, working every day to make sure that our community continued to move forward and that our people were cared for. This year certainly puts things in perspective. I'm reminded yet again that our Cincinnati Jewish community is built to rise to the challenges. I'm so proud of our community, our donors, our board, our volunteers, and the staff here at Federation. Everyone pitched in with extraordinary energy, generosity, and kindness. We truly rose up together to do good. I've seen what this community was able to accomplish this year, and I know there are a lot of unsung heroes right here in this audience. I want to give a big thank you to PNC Bank, which sponsored this event. Kay Geiger, you and PNC have been partners alongside us for many years, and we appreciate your support. Thank you so much. You have hopefully heard by now, but I have significant news to share about our leadership team. I'm referring to the bittersweet news that Shep Englander, after 16 years of leading our Jewish Federation of Cincinnati, has let us know he is moving on to become the CEO of the Jewish Federation of Sarasota Manatee in Florida. Shep has been and continues to be an outstanding leader and is leaving our community in a position of tremendous strength. Shep has led with imagination, vision, empathy, and wisdom. He has built strong relationships both inside and outside our Jewish community to help propel us forward. Shep's first project was building consensus and spearheading the capital campaign for our JCC campus, which was the impetus to Cincinnati becoming one of America's most collaborative and strategic Jewish communities. He was an architect of the uniquely effective collaboration among our federation, the Jewish Foundation of Cincinnati, and our partner agencies. He developed our Cincinnati 2020 Community Vision and Plan. He launched America's first Jewish comprehensive community security initiative, Safe Cincinnati, and created shared business services, providing our community organizations with premium financial stewardship. I hope you will join me in offering our most sincere gratitude to Shep for his exemplary service to the Jewish Federation. Please save the date of June 27th for a community-wide event celebrating Shep. More details will be forthcoming. As we look towards our future, our executive committee has appointed Danielle Minson as president and interim CEO beginning on July 1st, 2021. Our decision to elevate Danielle is reflective of our mission to develop leaders, both lay and professional. Danielle has been a member of our management team for 15 years and has grown to take on more and more responsibilities each year. A native Cincinnatian, Danielle has a passion for and commitment to our community. She has a keen awareness of both the challenges and opportunities our community is facing and embodies our core values of compassion, courage, inclusivity, integrity, and learning. Mazel tov, Danielle. We are very excited for our future. Shep will share some parting thoughts with us at the end of the program tonight. And after the meeting officially ends, we will keep this Zoom open for a community conversation to give you a chance to talk with Shep informally. Let's turn now to celebrating Federation's 125th anniversary and all we've accomplished in this past pandemic year. Federation has risen up and done good time and time again for 125 years. As part of the Federation, our community has helped Jews through World War I and II, the creation of the State of Israel, refugee resettlement and emigration from the former Soviet Union and Ethiopia to Israel and the US. You and all of us are part of something bigger than ourselves.
Federation is built for this. Since 1897, our community has risen to the challenges of the times, supporting Jewish Cincinnati in times of crisis and times of celebration.
And I rise up, high like the waves, I rise up, in spite of the ache, I rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again.
The Jewish Federation of Cincinnati was built for this. But what does it mean to be built for this? It means that while Larissa's family can't be with her these days, they can breathe a little easier knowing she's still enjoying a warm meal.
Thank you very much for your help.
And although Jennifer may be looking for work, her children can still continue their Jewish education, empowering them to become the leaders of tomorrow. Yes, we are built for this, not just for today, but for good. And when good gets going, it can't be stopped.
All we need is hope, and for that we have each other.
While Sarah is experiencing the wonder of Israel from thousands of miles away, she's establishing lifelong connections with its people. And on the ground in Israel, Hanan is mentoring at-risk youth, ensuring their future will be better than their parents. Thanks to what we've built here in Cincinnati, Jews everywhere are thriving. But good doesn't just happen on its own. It grows from Federation resources and partnerships, and by working every day to ensure that our communities are safe, careful, and flourishing, just as we have for generations, just as we will for years to come, because we are built for this, and we are not going anywhere.
Now we turn to the annual meeting portion of the evening. Tonight, we will thank our outgoing and welcome our incoming board, recognize the accomplishments of some outstanding leaders, and we will show how, despite the pandemic, we came together and truly helped each other. And I promise we'll be done in an hour. First, I want to give a huge thank you to the Federation's board and executive committee, and a special thanks to the board members who have completed their service. For these amazing outgoing board members, it has been a great pleasure to serve alongside you. Thank you, Ross, Suzette, Shelley, Rebecca, Michael, Danielle, Rini, and Rana. Also, thank you to the Federation team, staff, executive leadership, and Danielle and Shep. Here is the slate of the Federation's Board of Trustees and Executive Committee who were elected at our March board meeting. A special thank you to the 2021 Nominating Committee listed on this page as well, who recruited a great group of incoming board members. I am pleased to welcome our new board members. Mazel tov, and thank you for saying yes. We look forward to an incredible year. I now want to introduce Executive Committee member Josh Blatt, who will give our fundraising update.
Thank you, Debbie. Hi, I'm Josh Blatt, and this year I've served as Vice President of Development and on the COVID-19 Relief Fund Committee. Over 125 years ago, our precursor organization, United Jewish Charities, built a safety net for Cincinnati's Jewish population. As we celebrate today, we honor our founder's vision. Then and today, Federation is built for this. We are built for emergencies. We are built to help the vulnerable, defend Jewish security, and strengthen Jewish identity. And for 125 years now, we've been built to work hard. Because of the Federation's unique vision, effective strategy, and unparalleled reach, we responded. You have reason to be proud. Together, we can do almost anything. Federation also helped power COVID relief on a global scale through the efforts of Jewish Agency for Israel and the American Jewish Joint Distribution Committee. And despite the pandemic, more than 20,000 Jews around the world made Aliyah this year. Our local heroes also worked hard. I can't forget when I heard about all the meals that JCC provided this past year. Volunteers stepped up and used their own cars to deliver meals because of the great need. Over 100,000 meals were distributed to our community through the Marison JCC Meals on Wheels and Congregate Meals programs. It is a testament to how committed and passionate our volunteers are. Let's hear from some of the people who stepped up during these unprecedented times.
I'm so proud of our community and everything it's been able to accomplish this year. We have rallied together to help serve those that need us most. The team at Hillel has provided continuous programming throughout the pandemic, including an expanded mental health program.
Through a grant from the Jewish Federation, we were able to create a series that would provide students with the support that they might need with issues surrounding COVID. We're also a co-op school, so students will leave for a co-op for a semester. That means that they leave Hillel and that they don't participate in programming. But with COVID, students have been able to participate with their Hillel programming even while they're on co-op.
Hillel is probably the best organization that's gone remote. Like, they were instantly online, or at least for me, it felt like they were instantly online and ready to have programs and ready to be Hillel and be there for their students. And I've had almost all the staff members have reached out to me and they're like, hey, we know you're still in Connecticut. Do you want to Zoom? Do you want to have a phone call? Do you want to chat? They care about my well-being, and I love talking to them.
I'm so proud that we were able to help our Jewish day schools in Cincinnati stay open during the pandemic and continue to serve their students.
The students have adapted beautifully, and the parents have been fantastic. They are supportive of us. They're just so happy to have their kids back in the classroom, and they believe in us, that we are taking care of their kids and taking the right precautions to keep them safe. That our building has done such a nice job of making sure that we have all the supplies that we need to keep the classrooms clean, from changing the way that lunch works, to the way that specials works, to the schedule of the day, to class sizes, to not using water fountains, to having extra people clean. It's a very different school in those ways, even though the essence of who we are as a school is the same.
Thanks to all of your generous support, the Federation was able to help the JCC to continue to serve seniors with home-delivered meals.
We delivered 97,000 meals. That's double of what we did in 2019. And we did it with less staff and less volunteers, because a lot of our volunteers are over the age of 60 and they were also quarantining at home. A lot of seniors have called us and said we were the only link, to the outside world. We've gotten them face masks and tissues, and we've given them thermometers and cold medicine, everything that they needed.
Jewish Family Service has stepped up in such a big way for our community during this pandemic. They established the COVID-19 hotline. They've helped numerous members of our community to pay rent, car payments, and put food on their tables due to an expanded food pantry and many other services.
In order for our services, our one-on-one and group work to go virtual, it was very important to get technology and broadband in our clients' hands. The work just never ceased. And our staff was just amazing, because in addition to taking care of their own families during the pandemic, they were taking care of all of our clients. So I was just impressed every day with the dedication of the Jewish Family Service staff.
JCRC has been able to keep its communication lines open and come up with inventive online programming to serve our community.
We took this opportunity to address the Jewish community virtually and educate them on the causes of anti-Semitism and other forms of hatred. And we also felt it was important to join with people outside of the Jewish community. What we hope will happen with all of these efforts is that we will be able to transform this time of discord and growing acts of hatred and extremism into a more vigorous and strong democracy.
In my opinion, our community is better off because our federation was able to work with our partner agencies in serving those that needed help, especially during this time.
In the best of times, our overseas partners, the Jewish Agency for Israel and the American Jewish Joint Distribution Committee, are serving the most vulnerable Jews around the world. They're the 911 of the global Jewish community. We helped fund both organizations to ensure that they could continue this work during COVID. And because we had such a depth of understanding of what they were doing, our committee really made a decision not to allocate to a specific project, but to ask both agencies to take our funds, and we trusted them to use it with those Jews who were most urgently in need.
The way that our community has been able to rally during this really difficult year gives me great hope for our future. I'd say I'm most proud of how resilient we've been how our staff and our volunteers have stepped up despite personal hardships to continue to work on behalf of the community. I look forward to seeing you all in person soon, hopefully at the cafe at the JCC, or in a meeting, or just walking around our community. I can't wait.
Our community really is amazing. Across all our agencies and across all of Jewish Cincinnati, we responded and we adapted quickly. I'm honored to show you what we've done in fundraising in the last 12 months. Through the annual campaign, supplemental giving, and endowment gifts received, you stepped up beyond our hopes. This year, we've raised over $13 million. This includes over $4 million in endowment cash received, a fact that validates the importance of the Create Your Jewish Legacy program. And while our campaign hasn't officially closed, we are on our way to meeting our goal. We truly live in a generous community. Thanks to each of you, and a big thank you to Adam and Sherry Simpson, our hardworking campaign chairs, and to Lita Kamine, the chair of our Planning and Allocations Committee. The Federation convened and organized our Community COVID-19 Relief Fund. It was the first time that the Jewish Home of Cincinnati, the Jewish Foundation of Cincinnati, and the Federation worked together, and it made sure people had enough to eat, could pay their rent, were safe, and not isolated throughout the pandemic. I'd like to call out the tremendous power of our community in raising over $1.7 million for this cause. The COVID-19 Relief Fund Committee, led by Suzette Fisher and Sherry Simpson, and staffed by our Director of Strategic Impact, Jan Evans, has already allocated most of that $1.7 million. It would not have been possible without committed lay and professional leadership. So a huge thank you to Sherry, Suzette, and to Jan. I want to thank everyone here tonight, as well as our donors, volunteers, and staff for raising the bar despite a very difficult year. Since 2014, through the Create Your Jewish Legacy program, generous individuals and couples have committed over $150 million in planned gifts for Jewish organizations in our community. To date, the program has obtained more than 1,800 commitments to give from our community members. Thank you to our planned giving and endowments team, the Create Your Jewish Legacy teams, and the 23 participating organizations. Your support has made it possible to help significantly beyond previously planned capacity and meet the unprecedented challenges of today. Despite the hardships of COVID, we are close to meeting our goals. Thank you again to each and every one of our donors. If you've not made your gift yet, please do so as soon as possible. We need you now more than ever. Together, we've helped a lot of people in this community, in Israel, and globally. Thank you. For more information about 2020 grant allocations, visit our website. You can find the link in the chat. Now, I'm going to hand the mic off to Danielle Minson, who will highlight some of the major accomplishments of the past year and give you a taste as to what's next. Danielle.
Thank you, Josh. Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's great to see you, even though it's through my Zoom screen. I have a little bit more to say than normal tonight, so bear with me. So first, I want to start by thanking Debbie Brandt and Josh Blatt, along with our entire executive committee. This has been a challenging year, and your commitment and dedication have been remarkable. We couldn't have done any of this without you. Thank you for your leadership. Our staff has also been remarkable. You managed your personal challenges in a challenging year with skill and grace. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to our Jewish community. You are a very special group of individuals, and I love working with each one of you every day. I'm pleased to announce that the executive committee has voted and the board has approved for Debbie Brandt to take a third year as chair of the Federation board. Debbie, thank you. We are grateful for you and excited for you to continue this work. A big thank you also to our partner, the Jewish Foundation of Cincinnati, especially John Stein, President, and Brian Jaffe, Executive Director. We appreciate our collaborative partnership, and I am looking forward to partnering with you as we continue to strengthen Jewish Cincinnati. I also want to take a moment and thank Shep. Shep, we've worked together and partnered on so many projects over the past 15 years. You have made a significant impact upon me, both professionally and personally. I'm excited for this next opportunity for you. When you informed the executive committee of your news, it hit me. I will miss learning from you. You've been a great guide and sounding board for me. Thank you for everything you've done for our community. So this slide on the screen shows a Federation donor honor roll from 1940. Debbie Brandt's mom unearthed it just last month, and it still has a pledge card inside it. It's really funny because it's almost exactly the same as today's. I received screenshots of the pages, and of course I knew some of the names. They were your names. And then I started to read the donor honor roll more carefully, and it was amazing. These were the grandparents of our donors and the leaders in our community today. And then, of course, I had to look to see if my family's names were there, and they were. There was my great uncle Ed, my great uncle Lou, and my grandfather, my grandpa Jack. I saw that my grandpa Jack gave $2. Now, my grandfather had very little financially. His family were immigrants from a town called Kalinkovich in the former Soviet Union, and my grandfather sold used tires for a living. But he was able to give $2. And as my dad shares with me, every time someone from the Jewish community would come into my grandfather's shop and ask for money, he gave. Sometimes seemingly accidental things feel full of meaning. And according to the web, my grandpa Jack's $2 in 1940 is exactly $36 today. $36, it's double high. At this new juncture in the life of our community, I want you to know I'm going to take my grandpa Jack's double chai to heart. Double chai means I promise to work to double our community's life, double our community's strength. We're in a strong place, but I want us to double our resources, double our support for the vulnerable, for our seniors, and for our children. Double down also on the strengths that already make Federation and this community what it is. This does not mean we will not change. Change is necessary. We have to adapt and improve, but the change will, for me, be rooted in double chai. That honor roll sharpened my awareness of the pride I have in living and working in our Cincinnati Jewish community. Even only virtually, through my computer screen, it shines with the idea of Lador Vador, from generation to generation. I now, with my new position, have the opportunity to grow and give back differently. In what we do, we are truly standing on the shoulders of the people on this 1940 donor honor roll and those that came before them. And I will stand on the shoulders of my grandpa Jack, along with your great-grandparents, your grandparents and parents, to take this community to the next level. At heart, I am a Cincinnatian. I love our city. I love the Reds. I love opening day, and I love our traditions. But mostly, I love Jewish Cincinnati. I came of age in this community. This community nurtured and taught me so much. This community has shaped my Jewish adulthood and molded my perspectives on the world. And this federation, our federation, has raised me to be the Jewish adult and leader I am today. I'm touched and excited by the opportunity to lead, and I'm deeply committed to our community's vision of building a flourishing, inclusive Jewish community for all of us and for future generations. I will bring my full physical, mental, and emotional self to this work. And as we like to say, Hineni, I am here. I've been talking with people about what's important for our community, and I've been thinking about where Federation energies are best placed. Our community is special. We have built the foundation for everything we want to be and can be. Now, we need to extend our creativity into results. And so I see 3 priorities I'd like for us to focus on and invest in. The first is collaboration. It is always an important value for us, but I also know that we can find greater efficiencies and stronger programming through better collaboration. The second is philanthropic education. What this means is that I want to improve on the already strong culture of giving we have in place as a community. And third, I want us to focus on deepening engagement. And I want to talk about that for a bit. A central focus for us moving forward will be deepening engagement. And there are so many ways to engage with the community, and it means something very different for each one of us. And while yes, it is my job, I would like the broadest spectrum of people across Cincinnati to have the opportunity to feel as engaged as I do. And equally, I want to help those who are already giving of their time, treasure, and talent to enrich and deepen their engagement. After all, engagement is really another word for caring, and caring is what Federation does. This past year has been one like no other. I am so proud of our collective response and how we've supported each other. Federation is truly built for this. The last 125 years have taught us how to strengthen the safety net for vulnerable, convene the community when needed, and strengthen our community's ties to Israel and Jewish peoplehood. Let's take a moment to think about what we've built in this past year. Last March, at the outset of the pandemic, we shifted overnight to working remotely. On the heels of that, within days, we partnered with Jewish Family Service to launch a COVID-19 hotline, which helped hundreds in our community receive food, housing, jobs, and emotional health. We helped lead a coalition that ensured that the CARES Act included funding relief for local Jewish nonprofits, providing significant relief for our agencies at a time of real financial pressure. It enabled us to help 18 community organizations obtain over $8 million in payroll protection program loans, which preserved nearly 600 jobs in our community. We paused some beloved programs and repurposed Federation operating funds for emergency needs. This included reducing our headcount and cutting over $250,000 from our budget to invest in urgent needs. We convened the Safe Reopen Facilities Group with 43 participants across our community. This group curated guidance and emerging best practices and assessed the need for COVID-19 screening, safety equipment, and sanitizing supplies, all to keep our community safe. As a community, we responded, and I am so proud of the work we've accomplished this past year. And what I've shared with you was only a small part of what we've accomplished. But now I'd like for us to look ahead. You've often heard us say that our secret sauce is the partnership between our lay leaders and our professionals. And I'm proud to say that together with our lay leaders, we've created 2 new initiatives that will soon launch, and we're already getting some national attention for them. One is the Ohio Regional Intelligence Center, which I'm pleased to say is our brainchild. With the establishment of this new center, our security efforts will evolve to proactively seek out and address potential threats before they manifest. This will add another level of protection for all of us. The second initiative is a brand new leadership program, also a brainchild of ours, and it's called Leaders in Light. It will create a network of informed and influential change agents from all sectors, backgrounds, and beliefs. The goal is to build a stronger Cincinnati, one that is home to a thriving, healthy civil society where hate and extremism cannot take root. And there's more. This past year, we convened a committee of volunteer leaders and community partners to build towards Cincinnati 2030, our vision for our community. As we often do, Federation is working in partnership with the Jewish Foundation of Cincinnati on this project. They took the lead on the 2019 Cincinnati Jewish Community Study, which is central to this work. The 2030 committee has created a vision to guide community planning over the next 10 years. The research from the 2019 Cincinnati Jewish Community Study shows that 48% of Jewish adults in Cincinnati would like to be connected to the local Jewish community. 48%, that's almost half of us. The committee saw the need to strengthen community engagement to ensure all have access to a full and meaningful Jewish life, whether inside or outside of our traditional Jewish organizations. Over the next decade, we will strengthen and support this vision. We will build upon the platforms we've created, and we'll create new ones to empower everyone who wants to participate. We will deepen engagement. Thank you to Ari Cohn and Andy Berger for chairing and leading this important vision for our future. It's a new day. It's a new day because we're on the precipice of launching a new vision for our future with Cincinnati 2030 Committee. It's a new day because of other amazing new programs. And it's a new day because our community is re-emerging after COVID. And I'm happy to tell you that this will also be a new year, a year of celebration, thanks to another community initiative. The year 2021 marks the 200th anniversary of Jewish community life in Cincinnati, which formally began with the founding of the Chestnut Street Cemetery, the oldest Jewish cemetery west of the Allegheny Mountains. We are marking this bicentennial as a wonderful way to celebrate our history with the broader community. The Federation is partnering with many local organizations, both within and beyond our Jewish community, to bring this year-long celebration to life. Thank you to Kim Hyman and Tamara Harkavy for your leadership as our co-chairs. I am excited to announce that the bicentennial will officially launch on Sunday, September 26th, with the rededication of Chestnut Street Cemetery in the West End. And for more information, you can go to the website. The Federation is forward-thinking, but we also gain strength from our rich past and the leaders who shaped it. Tonight, we want to honor and acknowledge the contributions of 3 Federation leaders who've passed away this year. It's been a hard year, and we've lost many beloved leaders. We can't mention everyone, but it is our tradition to honor past Federation presidents, congregational rabbis, and the agency executives we've lost. Philip T. Cohn passed away in March of 2020. Phil fought in the Air Force during World War II. He was also our longest continually giving donor, having given ever since he came home safely in 1945. And I know Phil was very proud of that. In 1967, Phil was one of two lay leaders who negotiated the formation of the Jewish Federation of Cincinnati as one united organization via the consolidation of two welfare organizations, the Associated Jewish Agencies and the Jewish Welfare Fund. He was a member of the first executive board of the Jewish Federation of Cincinnati, and Phil served as our president from 1982 to 1985. We also want to remember Rabbi Sissi Karan today. Rabbi Karan rebuilt the Rockdale Temple congregation while at the same time a devoted mother of four and a teacher, mentor, and friend to hundreds around the world. She was an ardent member of our Cincinnati 2020 steering committee, which developed our first community-wide vision. Despite the clear acceleration of her illness, she participated vigorously in the first meeting of the new Cincinnati 2030 Advisory Committee. And I know Sissi would be very proud of their work today. We also want to remember Oscar Jarnicki today. Oscar Jarnicki passed away just this past January. When he retired, Oscar brought his 4 decades of experience in owning and operating nursing homes to his service on the board of Cedar Village Jewish Home of Cincinnati. After the sale of Cedar Village in 2018, Oscar was hired by the board as the new president and CEO of the Jewish Home. Oscar provided oversight on behalf of the Cincinnati Jewish community and its seniors. His vision was to make sure that Cedar Village continued to remain a Jewish home. So many of us knew and cherished each one of them. May their memories be for a blessing. We also tonight want to welcome the new leaders to our community. We want to welcome the new rabbi from Adath Israel congregation, Rabbi Moshe Smolkin. We welcome the Jewish Home of Cincinnati's new and first executive director, Nina Perlov. We welcome Whitney Fish as the new director of Miami Hillel. And we welcome the new senior rabbi at Rockdale Temple, Rabbi Meredith Kahan. Welcome to each one of you. I'm very excited to be working with you, and I look forward to what the future will bring. And what makes our community strong is our partnerships. I'd also like to take a moment to thank and acknowledge Greg Daimling. Greg Daimling has worked behind the scenes as our community risk and insurance manager for the past decade. He's kept us safe by looking for every and any risk and advising the 40 different nonprofits that benefit from our shared insurance program. Greg, you've gone above and beyond for us and our community, and we thank you and we appreciate you. And so now, one of my favorite parts of the evening, the award presentations. It is my honor to share with you the award winners tonight.
Tonight, we recognize both our exemplary volunteer leaders and also our dedicated professionals. I'm excited to present our highest volunteer award. The Nancy and Robert V. Goldstein Volunteer of the Year Award recognize volunteer leaders who have demonstrated selfless leadership within the Jewish Federation of Cincinnati and in the broader Cincinnati Jewish community. The award was created in 1990 in memory of Bob Goldstein, and for more on what this award means, here is Nancy and Bob's son, Jeff.
It was created in blessed memory of Robert V. Goldstein in 1990, and then it was renamed to honor both of my parents upon my mother's passing in 2017. As Dad was the former head of P&G Global Advertising, who passed away in a tragic accident, contributions came from donors across the local and national Jewish community, from P&G employees and from ad agencies and companies worldwide. Additional funding was provided by my mother's estate as a legacy gift as well. The purpose of the award is to recognize the Federation or agency volunteer who really rises to the call, who proclaims, Hineni, here I am, and accepts a covenant to give back to the community and make the greatest possible impact.
This year, we're pleased to recognize Fran Coleman. Fran is a longtime supporter of the Jewish community and has held multiple positions with the Federation, starting as a volunteer with the Young Leadership Division in 1992. She participated in Cincinnati's ATEED Young Leadership Development Program, then co-chaired Super Sunday, and worked on a Community Efficiencies Task Force. After joining the Federation's Board of Trustees, she sat on its executive committee and served as Vice President of Leadership Development. Fran chaired Women's Philanthropy from 2010 to 2012, and most recently has been co-chair of Planned Giving and Endowments, which includes our successful Create Your Jewish Legacy program. Fran is a multi-award winner, having received the Jewish Federation's Kate Mack Young Leadership Award for her service. She was also awarded the Kipnis Wilson Friedland Award at the 2014 International Lion of Judah Conference. Fran, thank you for all you have done and continue to do. I have so many great memories working together on women's philanthropy and campaign. We're so fortunate to have you, Craig, and your family in our community. Please welcome Fran as she accepts her award.
I'm honored to receive the Nancy and Robert V. Goldstein Volunteer of the Year Award. From a young age, I watched my parents and grandparents, active volunteers where I grew up, as they worked hard to raise funds and grow agencies to ensure for a strong Jewish life where I lived and for Jews around the world. I'm proud to say I follow in their footsteps, and it's an important part of my Jewish identity. I don't volunteer for any recognition. I'm a believer that no one remembers you for what you did for yourself, but what you do for others. I'm very fortunate to live and volunteer in a community where every life matters and everyone can make a difference. And it's really exciting to see what we can all accomplish when we collaborate and work together.
Our next award is the J. Price Leadership Award, which honors outstanding volunteers who are actively engaged in both leadership and fundraising positions in Jewish Cincinnati. The award was created in 2019 in memory of Jay Price, and with more on Jay's legacy, here is his wife, Sue.
Jay was a role model to many, a community leader, but most importantly, a husband, a father, and grandfather. When we moved to Cincinnati, Jay was asked to participate in organizations. For Jay, this became a second livelihood. He felt he had a skill set where he could make a difference. I think Jay served on every board in the community. When he got on the Federation board, he saw the breadth of our contributions. After Jay's death, so many community members reached out to me and told me how Jay had mentored them both personally and professionally. To this day, his presence is still felt by so many. I was so honored that an award was set up in his name. The J. Price Leadership Award is given to an individual who has demonstrated significant leadership within the Jewish Federation and community.
I am thrilled to announce that this year's award goes to Suzette Fisher. Suzette is one of our Jewish community's most dedicated and generous leaders and is a past president of the Jewish Federation of Cincinnati. She served on the National JFNA board, has chaired our annual campaign, and served as vice president of planning and allocations, where she made fundamental improvements to our process. Suzette is active in the larger community as well. She and her husband Michael co-chaired the United Way's 2002 Major Gifts campaign, and in 2003 they co-chaired the United Way campaign. She served on the board and executive committee of the YWCA and was named a 2009 Cincinnati Enquirer Woman of the Year, and is currently serving on the Talbert House board and on the board of Jewish Family Service. This past year, Suzette was ready to retire from the Federation Executive Committee, but then COVID hit, and it was crystal clear to us that we needed Suzette to help us both raise the money for the COVID Relief Fund and also to help lead the effort to distribute these funds. She worked countless hours on behalf of all of us to make sure these donations went to help those most in need. Suzette has taught me so much about leadership, and I am forever grateful for her friendship and support. Please welcome Suzette as she accepts her award.
Thank you to those people who nominated me for this award. Jay Price was caring and kind, and he was a partner to me on the executive committee for many years. He was a mentor and a dear friend. In 2018, Jay won the Goldstein Volunteer of the Year Award, and he challenged us all to use the talents that make us successful in life to help our community and to use our Jewish values to heal and help others in need. And so it is a real honor to be given this award in his name. Thank you.
The Harris and Alice Weston Avodah Awards were created to recognize talented professional leaders. We will be giving 4 Avodah Awards tonight, 2 for junior professionals and 2 for senior professionals. Our first junior award tonight is being presented to Trinity Johnson. Trinity has dedicated nearly her entire life to the mission of Holocaust education. Since the 4th grade, she has immersed herself in learning about the Holocaust, including during her undergraduate degree coursework in history education at Wittenberg University and a graduate degree from Stockton University, earning a master's in Holocaust and Genocide Studies. She began her career at the Nancy and David Wolf Holocaust and Humanities Center in 2013 and quickly proved herself as a dedicated professional. Trinity has had a number of hands-on roles at HHC, including being a part of the team that designed the new museum at Union Terminal, and her latest role where she's leading the development efforts. In addition to her work at HHC, she's found time to give back to the community and is deeply involved with Adat Israel congregation and with several other community initiatives. Trinity, mazel tov on this well-deserved honor. Please welcome Trinity as she accepts her award.
I'm thankful for the vision of Harris and Alice Weston, as well as to the Jewish Federation of Cincinnati for this prestigious award. I also want to thank Sarah Weiss for nominating me, being my role model, as well as such an amazing example of what true leadership really looks like. I know how lucky I am to work in this community every day, and I'm so honored to have worked with the individuals that I have who, unbeknownst to them, have shaped my work ethic and my leadership. Again, thank you so much for this incredible award.
Our first Senior Avodah Award winner goes to Susan Bradley Meyer. Susan has served the Jewish community and our 60 and better community in her position as Director of Senior Adult Services at the Mayerson JCC for more than 15 years. Since 2004, she has created innovative and award-winning programming for our senior adults, and most recently, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Susan has overseen a dramatic increase in the volume of meals that need to be delivered to the homes of our seniors in our community. By expanding the J's meal delivery to new Meals on Wheels clients, as well as clients who previously would enjoy a hot kosher lunch at the J, Susan's team delivered nearly double the meals that they had delivered in 2019. And Susan, this year has been immense, and the work that you and your team have done has been remarkable and so deeply appreciated. Mazel tov on this well-deserved honor. Please join me and welcome Susan as she accepts her award.
I want to thank everyone for this amazing honor. As most people know, I'm very passionate about the seniors, so to be given an honor like this for doing things that I love so much is really an amazing gift. And again, I can't thank the people that work for me enough, and all the other organizations that work with seniors, how well we work together. So thank you so much for this beautiful honor.
Our second Junior Avodah Award tonight is being presented to Kim Neustadt. Kim is the Director of Research and Learning at the Jewish Foundation of Cincinnati, and she has demonstrated vision, leadership, and meticulous attention to detail as the lead professional of one of the most significant initiatives of the past year, the 2019 Cincinnati Jewish Community Study. In implementing the study, Kim worked closely with the Cohen Center at Brandeis, Volunteer Advisory Committee, and the senior professionals from the Jewish Federation and the Foundation. In her work to explore the applications of data with communal leaders, Kim has shown a real passion for surfacing different ways of thinking about Jewish engagement and involvement, identifying pathways for diverse expressions of Jewish identity, and advocating for members of the community who are often on the periphery. Please welcome Kim as she accepts her award.
Thank you to the Federation team, my devoted Foundation family, Brian, Eric, Terry, Mike, and Lauren, and our trustees, and my fellow community members for this award. I am humbled to receive this honor and delight in the connection to its benefactor, Harris Weston. I am moved to be included in the company of honorees this evening, many of whom have been on the front lines ensuring that individuals in our community receive the services and dignity they deserve during this pandemic. I am grateful for this award as it is a reminder of the person I aspire to be.
The second Senior Avodah Award goes to Ronnie King. Ronnie has worked for United Jewish Cemeteries and the Jewish Cemeteries of Greater Cincinnati for a combined 22 years. He has been at almost every community burial since 2008, when he transitioned from his role at UJC to become the foreman with Jewish Cemeteries of Greater Cincinnati. This was a major change from overseeing 6 cemeteries to overseeing the burials and maintenance of 25 different cemeteries. Ronnie leads the ground staff by example and is regularly complimented by families about his concern and compassion. Over these many years, Ronnie has formed relationships with our community rabbis and with multiple generations of our community families. Please welcome Ronnie as he accepts his award.
I'm here to appreciate this award that was given to me from Mr. Harris and also the organization. I'd like to give respect to the rabbis, the organization, the community, the staff that I work with, and the people that appreciate me for the work that I've done.
Congratulations to all of our award winners. And I have to say that was really touching to see all the comments, unexpected, and I know our award winners really appreciated it. As I reflect over the past year, I remain amazed at what our lay and professional leaders, what our community has accomplished. I'm hoping this is the last time we'll have to have the annual meeting remotely. With vaccines available, spring coming, and the governor's most recent announcements, I'm hopeful. The renewal of normalcy, the renewal of seeing each other in person, I can almost taste it as if it were double chocolate chip ice cream straight from Grater's. Here's hoping that the coming year will be sweet. Thank you all for attending. We've missed you and hope to see you soon. And now for the last part of our meeting, I'll turn it over to Shep. Shep, I've learned so much from you over the years. Thank you for supporting me through my leadership at the JCC and here at Federation. I'm really glad that we went through the Wexner Heritage Program and got to travel to Israel together. Thank you for making our Jewish community one of the best in the world. You will be sorely missed.
Thank you, Debbie. It was wonderful learning about Jewish leadership and traveling to Israel through the Wexner Heritage Program and working with you on so many projects over the years. Debbie, you lead by example. There's no job too big or too small. You approach everything with a can-do attitude and bring a reassuring calm no matter what the situation. Being the CEO of this federation for the past 16 years has been the greatest honor of my career. I've been honored because I've been part of a remarkable story, the story of a community that's lifted itself above its own expectations. When I was recruited to come here in 2004 from Pittsburgh, the search committee was honest with me. They said that the community had really hit a low point after a decade of failed attempts to rebuild the beloved JCC. But it was how they told me that convinced me that we could turn it around. They were as upset as if it was a family member whose health was down. They cared so much. And they are you. You were ready to listen to new ideas. You were ready to give of your time in tzedakah. When we needed broad support to build the JCC on Ridge Road, you were there. When we asked every agency, school, and congregation to help shape and then endorse our 10-year community vision, Cincinnati 2020, you were there again. Each time, you showed that you were ready to roll up your sleeves, work together, and build trust. And that's what allowed us to exceed our own expectations. In most Jewish communities, if a private foundation very quickly became a lead funder to the same local agencies that the Federation had historically funded, you would have seen a lot of problems. You would have seen turf battles and role confusion, but not here. In Cincinnati, we worked and worked till we came up with collaborative models that allowed all of us to work from our strengths and all of us to focus on the same needs, but from different angles. You don't see that in many communities. It was trust. Trust also made our shared services strategy possible. We forget that this is the only federation in America that actually has succeeded with a broad shared services program and function. We have 23 different nonprofits that have given over all of their business services to the Federation's experts. That requires trust. It was also trust that allowed 408 of us to join together to go to Israel, a mission that was led by the congregational rabbis, organized by the Federation, and funded by the Foundation, and went off smoothly. We had rabbis from Reform, Conservative, Humanist, and Orthodox congregations working together. In short, my career has been about the power of community to elevate our lives. Community makes us better. It allows us to do more. It allows us to unleash leadership. It allows us to help the less fortunate. It allows us to improve the quality of life for every one of us. Nothing in my career has been more gratifying than helping to nurture and build the Jewish Federation professional team. I've been honored to mentor so many, and I'm so proud. And none more than Danielle Minson, a key member of my management team for these past 15 years. As you heard from her, Danielle loves Jewish Cincinnati and the Jewish people. She showed this by volunteering in Israel for a year right after college, and she showed this by earning a competitive scholarship for people who knew early in their careers that they wanted to spend their career serving Jewish federations. And she continues to show that love every day in her work, which is why I promoted her several times until today. So today I am confident that our management team, led by Danielle, and our remarkable professional staff, our board, our lay leaders, our volunteers, are as strong as they've ever been, and they are ready to continue the incredible work that we've done in recent years, and will continue to make this community the envy of so many around the country. Now, you might have heard some rumors about why I chose Sarasota to be the next federation where I'm going to be the CEO. And okay, I'll tell you, it's true. It was because they said I could join their young adult division. No, seriously. During the pandemic, working out of my basement, I reflected on what's energized me the most in these past 16 years. And it's really been all of the transformation and organizational growth that we've talked about. And that's exactly where Sarasota is today. It's one of the fastest growing Jewish communities. They're really interested in a different model. And I'll get to do some things similar to what I did when I landed here. I'll be launching a 33-acre campus, and my goal will be to make it as transformative as our Mayerson JCC campus has been in Cincinnati. And I'll share some Cincinnati know-how along the way. So that's really the end of my remarks. I'm so grateful for all of you who've made this the best 16 years it possibly could have been, and for all of your help in making this community reach its true potential. I will miss seeing you around the J Cafe, at Kroger around town, but I'll be watching from Florida, excitedly awaiting the next success that makes Cincinnati a standout community. And it's not a bad place to come visit. So I'm done talking. This officially ends the 125th annual meeting of the Jewish Federation of Cincinnati. And we now actually will allow you to unmute And we'd really love to hear from you about the meeting, about what you're up to. Oh, you know what? I wanted to just repeat what Debbie said earlier, which is that we're going to have a chance to say goodbye in person outdoors at the JCC on June 27th. More information to come. And with that, please unmute yourselves. We have about 10 minutes just to check in. I see all these hands going up. I don't know what that means. Hi, Ronnie. Congratulations on your award.
Thank you.
What's your dog's name?
Lala and Sasha. I mean, Scholar. Lala and Scholar.
Okay.
Lala and Little Rabbit.
Nice.
I'm happy to jump in. So this is Marcy, and I just want to take a moment to share my gratitude to you, Shep. You have been a visionary from Safe Cincinnati to shared services to the JCC and so much more. You have truly strengthened our organizations. You led us, you taught us how to be collaborative. And as you said a few minutes ago, you've been a mentor and a friend to countless of us, including myself. I'm grateful not only for your leadership, but for how you've built our community. And you are leaving us stronger and bolder. We are a better community because of you. And Sarasota is so lucky to have you. So we wish you from the bottom of my heart and Nathan's heart, and I think our whole community's heart, all the best, and thank you.
Shep, I'd just like to add, again, how grateful I am for your partnership, for your friendship, for your mentorship, for making Jewish Cincinnati a place that my family, I hope to call our forever home. Yeah, I think your spirit runs through this community. It's in the building of the JCC. It's in the institutions that you help to make stronger, and you've brought us together. You've made us collaborative. You know, it's hard to find the words except just to tell you how much it's meant to me to be able to work with you as a friend, as a collaborator, as a mentor. And we're going to miss you. We're going to miss you so much. And I want to wish you all the best and congratulate Sarasota, which probably doesn't have any sense yet how lucky they are that they got you.
Bobby and I are going to jump in here to keep the ball rolling. We come to you from northern Wisconsin, Shep, and we're looking out at a beautiful scene of nature. And this is a perfect moment to express our hakarat hatov, our gratitude to you. You and Haley and your entire family connect with nature so profoundly. And I believe there's a reason for that, because you see the world beyond yourself. You see yourself as part of making the whole world work in a natural, cohesive way. There's nothing about you that is self-aggrandizing. When you speak and we saluted the synergies that you made, it's precisely because of who you are as a real servant leader. We are going to miss you so deeply. You've taught me so much as someone who tries to be a good leader. Your intellect is known throughout the world, and we are the envy of the world because of your intellect, your depth, and your humility. Please don't go, but know that if you really go, we are so much better because of you. And now I believe my better half wants to say something too.
If I could, I would. I would add to what Arna has said and what everybody else has said. I would echo everything that they've said. You know, one of the truisms in life is that you have to reach for the future, but not forget the past. And we will never forget the past that you have been so intimately involved with, Shep. You have done remarkable work here in Cincinnati, but we're also excited, as excited as we can be, let alone as excited as we hope you are for what hopefully will be, again, a transformative future for you and your family in Sarasota. So we all obviously wish you the best of luck.
Shep, understanding that
no one wants to follow Arna and Bobby Fischer. I'm going to try and do that.
It's a tough spot.
And just tell you that, you know, as you can imagine, a lot of people have been asking me, how do I feel, you know, about the news of Shep's departure? And of course, you know, the answer is I'm still absorbing it, because it is so hard to imagine our community without Shep in his role. It's hard to imagine me doing my work without Shep in that partnership position. And I'm grateful to you on so many levels, Shep. Personally, you hired me when Shane and I decided to move to Cincinnati. You know, you were the Federation CEO that found me a job. And our mutual friend Barry Finestone, when counseling me through, you know, the job interview possibility, says, you know, it's an interesting community. We've got a relatively new CEO of the Federation here who's doing great things. You're going to want to work for him. And that gave me a tremendous amount of confidence. And of course, the years we've spent together, you know, honored that confidence. You welcomed me, you included me on a personal level. I'm grateful. On a professional level, of course, I'll always be grateful for the way you mentored me and so many others on the Federation staff. What I always said about you is that whenever we would bring things to you that were dilemmas or challenges or problems that we were facing, you did two things. You would sprinkle magic dust on the problem, and then you would get out of the way and let people manage them and manage through them. And that's an incredible gift that you give to people. And then finally, of course, on a community level, you know, the example that you've set, how seriously you take relationships, strengthening relationships, repairing relationships when needed, sustaining them, honoring them. It's an extraordinary example. And of course, from my narrow perspective, you know, none greater than the relationship that you forged between the Federation and the Foundation, and all of the other personal and institutional relationships that you facilitated to make this a great community. You lead with your head, you lead with your heart, you lead with your soul, and we have been so much the richer for it, and we'll miss you greatly. Thank you, Shep.
So much, Brian.
Shep, I'm speechless. And for me, that's not an easy thing to pull off. You will be missed, and you will always be loved here. Thank you for all you've done.
Shep, as I said to you recently, that I feel like Cincinnati got the biggest city CEO, and we were honored to have such a gift of your intellect, wisdom, just passion for community, commitment to the Jewish people. As everybody has said, it was an honor to work with you for many years, to learn from you, to be mentored by you, and just feel like we were given a gift, and look forward to what's to come in Sarasota, and we will all miss you.
Thank you, Sarah. Thanks so much.
Shep, I wanted to add in, as someone who directly benefited from the Cincinnati 2020 initiative, keeping myself in Cincinnati, getting to meet my partner at Cincinnati, Hillel, and now working in a position that you helped introduce me to and make the connections for me at. I am so grateful that my family gets to be in this city and be a part of this community because of you, because of the relationships that you've built, and how you've nurtured us, both personally and professionally. Such a loss for us, but such a win for you, in getting to continue that creative passion and spirit that you've made me feel, made us feel, and I think have made all of us feel. So thank you.
Wow, Zach, amazing.
Okay, so I guess I gotta talk. I know I don't have to talk. Actually, I want to talk. You know, I probably have worked with Shep in more ways than anybody on this call, on this meeting, from both his board president to his colleague and friend. I know he will do great things moving forward if none of you picked up, he also is going to be running a JCC down there. It's a combined Federation JCC. So I'm sure he'll be calling for
you
some
for advice, Mark.
Yep, you'll be calling me for pointers. So we'll still be in touch and be at conferences, I'm sure, together. But he'll do great things there. He's been a huge impact on our community from the whole time he's been here. And I think he's laid a great groundwork for Danielle and the rest of the community to move forward. It's a launching pad. And somebody talked, I think Danielle even mentioned on the shoulders of those who come before us. And I think that definitely echoes what Shep has been able to do. So good things will continue in our community. And I know Shep and Haley will welcome us down to Sarasota, but also will do great things in Sarasota. So wish you well.
Been an honor.
Shep, thank you. Thank you so much. I have to say, I kind of thought I was special in the relationship that we've built over the last couple of years, but I'm finding out in these moments that I'm not special at all. Everybody has this relationship with you. You are such a gift. You're such a gem. And I always think back to several years ago at a Federation annual meeting where I had been on the YOD board for a few years. I was like, all right, I had been immersed as a lay leader, and I had stuck around to say hi to someone afterwards, and you're like, come up, come celebrate with our team. And you brought me up, and you were all cheering each other for your hard work. And I was like, I don't belong here. Like I'm like in a secret meeting. And it was there that we connected over our shared love of obscure Chinese tea and really good scotch. I will never forget that moment. To many more. And I truly hope that you all are planning to come back in September for the launch of the bicentennial. You helped steer this work and make it possible. Please celebrate with us. You and Haley, we love you. Safe travels, best wishes, and please, please don't be a stranger because we'll all come after you down in Florida.
Thank you, Murray. Beautiful. And you are special.
Shep, this is David. I want to echo some of the things others have said. I've had the pleasure in being in this community and watching how you've grown and everything that you've done. And like Debbie said, to spend the time we did with Wexner and getting to really see you on a much closer level really gave me a greater insight into just your depth. And I hope that just what you're doing right now is listening more than an award, more than anything, to be able to really just soak this up and take this down with you. That what you've done is, you've impacted a community, you've impacted all of these people's lives in so many ways with ripple effects that will last long beyond, your stay here. And I also feel like, because I know you, that you care so much about this community. And I have to believe that if you didn't have such pride and confidence in the team that you've built around you, all of us, are so excited about Danielle. And I don't feel like if you didn't have the confidence in the team that's been built, the foundation, I'm sitting here sad that you're leaving, sort of enjoying the nachas that you should be, getting from all the great things that you're hearing about yourself. And then also feeling optimistic that you could walk away, and we're feeling really optimistic that here the Federation is in great hands, the lay leadership, the professional staff. It's just the Federation. Danielle's talking about doubling down. It's not just continuing on. It's how do we take that trajectory and keep growing. So I think in that way, we should be excited about your future there, what you've left us here, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you, David. Yeah, we have an amazing team here, and I'm very proud of, and we'll do great things.
I want to thank you too and wish you both the best down in Florida. I might see you, as I mentioned. Our condo is about a half hour from there. But you took me under your wing and showed me what it means to be a Jewish community professional, not working in the Jewish community before. And you were great guidance to make sure that I was doing the right things, and also open to listening to my ideas and the ideas of my staff, and to things that we could do for the community and how we could partner. And I'll cherish that. And it's helped me grow as a professional, and wish you both the best of luck.
Thank you, Joni. We appreciate it. And I'll see you down there. Okay, well, if there aren't anyone burning to add in, I'll just try to breathe all of this in.
I got one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, it don't end here, bruh. No tears, just joy, bruh. We're all here for you.
Thank
We
you.
love you. Okay, no tears.
Oh, she's crying. She's crying for both of us.
No, y'all gonna be okay. Oh,
She'll be okay.
okay. Y'all take care of yourself and God bless you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Wow.
She's gonna cry down there now. Okay. Well, listen, this has been just so beautiful and powerful. And hopefully I'll see you all on June 27th at the JCC, if not before.
Yes, we'll be putting out information about that very soon.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Thanks so much for being at the meeting and for everything you do to make this an amazing.
Thank you, Shep. Thank you, Debbie.
Good night and mazel tov, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks.